When she was little, she learned something without anyone ever saying it out loud. She learned that being good made people happy. When her mother was tired, she tried not to cause any problems. When her father was upset, she became quiet. When someone around her was sad, she did everything she could to make them smile. And whenever someone said, "You're such a good girl," something inside her felt safe. So she kept being good, she kept being helpful, she kept being easy to love, but nobody told her that one day she might become so busy taking care of everyone else that she would forget how to take care of herself. Years passed. The little girl grew up, and nothing really changed. She still said yes when she wanted to say no. She still answered her phone when she was exhausted. She still listened to everyone's problems, even when her own heart was heavy. At work, she was reliable. At home, she was needed. With friends, she was always available. And whenever someone asked, "Can you help me?" she answered,
"Of course."
Even when she had nothing left to give, because somewhere along the way she had started believing something dangerous. That if she stopped being useful, people might stop loving her. One evening, after another long day of taking care of everyone else, she finally came home. She put her bag down, looked at the dishes in the sink, saw the unanswered messages on her phone, and for the first time, she didn't move. She just stood there, completely still. Then her phone lit up. Another message. "Can you help me?" She stared at it. Her fingers moved automatically.
"Yes." "No."
She deleted the message, and suddenly she started crying, not because she didn't want to help, but because she realized she didn't know how to stop. Later that night, she stood in front of the mirror. She looked at the woman staring back at her, and something felt unfamiliar. She tried to remember. What did she enjoy? What did she want? What made her happy? And the longer she stood there, the harder it became to answer. Because for so many years, she had asked everyone else,
"What do you need?"
but almost never asked herself,
"What do I need?"
Her eyes filled with tears, and she whispered,
"I don't know who I am anymore."
Then, almost ashamed of the question, she whispered,
"Jesus, where did I go?"
For a moment there was silence. Then a voice spoke gently.
"My beloved child, you are still here."
She slowly looked up.
"Then why can't I find myself?"
Because you have been looking for yourself in the expectations of everyone else. You have searched for your worth in how useful you could be, how helpful, how available, how needed. But that is not where I placed your worth.
I thought loving people meant always being there for them.
Loving others does not mean abandoning yourself. I never asked you to become everything for everyone.
She looked down. There was another question, one she had carried quietly for years.
But what if I change? What if I start saying no? What if I stop fixing everyone's problems? What if they leave?
Jesus looked at her with compassion.
Then you will discover who loved you and who only loved what you were willing to give.
That sounds painful.
Sometimes the truth is painful before it becomes freedom.
I'm tired, Jesus. I feel responsible for everyone. If someone is unhappy, I want to fix it. If someone is angry, I wonder what I did wrong. If someone needs something, I forget what I need. I don't know how to stop.
Then start small. The next time your heart says no, listen. The next time you feel exhausted, rest. The next time you are afraid that disappointing someone means losing their love, remember mine. You cannot save everyone, and you were never meant to. That is not your burden to carry.
But if I'm not the one who helps everyone, who am I?
You are still my child. Before you helped anyone, before you proved anything, before you achieved anything, before you became useful to anyone, you were already worthy of love.
Her tears fell silently.
I forgot that.
I didn't.
The next morning, nothing in her life had magically changed. There were still messages waiting, still responsibilities, still people who needed things from her. But something inside her was different. Her phone lit up. Another request. She read it. And for the first time, she didn't answer immediately. She took a breath and typed.
I'm sorry. I can't today.
Her heart began to race. For a moment, she wanted to delete them, to apologize, to explain, to make sure nobody was upset. But then she remembered.
You do not have to explain why you need rest.
So she put the phone down and waited. Nothing terrible happened. The world continued. The people she loved were still alive. The sky didn't fall. And for the first time in a very long time, she felt something she had almost forgotten. Freedom. Maybe the story feels familiar. Maybe you have spent your whole life trying to make everyone happy. Maybe you are the one everyone calls, the one who listens, the one who helps, the one who says, it's okay, even when it isn't. Maybe you have become so good at being everything for everyone that you no longer know what you want. And maybe tonight, Jesus wants to remind you of something.
My beloved child, you do not have to earn your place in people's hearts by exhausting your own. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to disappoint someone without believing that you are a disappointment. You are allowed to have needs, dreams, boundaries, a life that belongs to you, because I did not create you to disappear inside the expectations of others. I created you with a heart, a voice, a purpose, and I do not want you to lose yourself trying to become everything for everyone. Come back to yourself, and when you don't know where to begin with me. I will remind you who you were before the world told you who you had to be.
She looked into the mirror again. The same face, the same eyes, the same life waiting outside the door. But this time, she didn't see a woman who had failed everyone. She saw someone who had finally stopped abandoning herself. And somewhere, inside her heart, she heard a voice.
You were never lost to me. You were only waiting to come home.